Right now, inside your head, there is a biological supercomputer capable of recognizing a face in a crowd, composing a symphony, and contemplating the edge of the cosmos. It's the most complex object in the known universe. But here's the part that doesn't make sense. To run all of that, every memory you have, every emotion you feel, your brain requires about 20 watts of power. That is less energy than the dim light bulb in your refrigerator. If you tried to build a digital computer that could do what your brain does, you wouldn't just need a bigger room. You'd need a dedicated nuclear power plant. The Frontier supercomputer in Tennessee, one of the fastest in the world, requires 20 million watts. To simulate just 1 second of your brain's activity, it needed nearly 1.5 million watts and 40 minutes of processing time. You did that same 1 second of thinking while deciding which socks to wear this morning, on the energy equivalent of a piece of fruit. So how does biology beat silicon so badly? It comes down to architecture. In a computer, the brain, the processor, and the memory are in two different places. Data has to travel back and forth constantly. That commute costs a lot of energy. In your brain, the processor is the memory. Every one of your 86 billion neurons does both. There is no commute. Then there's the brain's mastery of silence. A computer is like a stadium where every fan is screaming at once, constantly. Billions of transistors switching on and off. But your brain uses something called sparse coding. It only activates the bare minimum of neurons needed to get the job done. Instead of screaming, it whispers. By keeping most of its network silent most of the time, it saves a massive amount of energy. It's not lazy, it's precise. This brings us to a paradox. If the brain is so incredibly efficient, why do we get mentally drained? Why does a long day of intense focus make us feel like we've run a marathon? Research shows that whether you're solving a complex calculus problem or just scrolling through your phone, the total energy consumption of your brain barely changes. It's always hovering around that 20-watt mark. Mental fatigue isn't about running out of electricity. It's about the buildup of metabolic waste. When you think hard, your brain produces chemicals that in high doses become toxic. That feeling of being fried after a long day isn't your battery dying. It's your brain's safety mechanism kicking in. It's signaling you to stop so it can clear out the chemical debris. Your brain isn't failing. It's forcing you into a low-performance mode to protect its own hardware. We often compare our brains to computers, but that's an insult to the biology between your ears. A supercomputer requires megawatts of power and massive cooling towers to do what you do while eating a sandwich. The next time you feel exhausted after a day of just sitting and thinking, remember, you aren't out of energy. You're just operating the most sophisticated low-energy miracle in the cosmos. And even a miracle needs to dim the lights every once in a while.